Every day, storms rise against your mind. Insults, disappointments, fear, regret, distractions. They crash against you like waves against a fragile house of wood. And most people, unprepared, collapse under the weight. But what if your mind could be different? What if instead of a fragile hut, it was a fortress, a Stoic fortress, with walls unshakable, gates unbreakable, and foundations that no storm could move? This is not fantasy. This is the Stoic way. For centuries, warriors, emperors, slaves, and thinkers used philosophy as bricks to build an inner stronghold. And today, you can do the same. But here's the hidden truth. You already have a fortress inside you. The question is, will you build it strong or let it crumble? The foundations, control of the mind. Every fortress begins with the ground. If the ground is weak, the walls collapse. And for your mind, the foundation is simple. Control what belongs to you and release what doesn't. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the bedrock. Most people waste their lives trying to move the unmovable, the opinions of others, the turns of fortune, the storms of fate. They exhaust themselves demanding control where they have none, and their fortress cracks. But the Stoic knows the ground is only what lies inside: thoughts, judgments, choices. Build here, and nothing outside can shake you. Ask yourself, where today are you trying to command what is not yours? Let it go. Redirect your energy inward. That shift is laying stone on stone. The walls, guarding against destructive emotions. A fortress without walls is a joke. Anyone can walk in. For the mind, these walls are discipline against destructive emotions: anger, envy, fear. Without them, your thoughts are plundered daily. Seneca warned that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Fear, anger, resentment, these are enemies breaching your gates from within. Every time you replay insults, envy another's success, or tremble at shadows, you weaken the wall. So the Stoic trains daily. When anger rises, he steps back and asks, "Is this in my control?" When envy strikes, he reminds himself, "Another's fortune is not my loss." When fear whispers, he rehearses the worst and discovers he can endure it. Each time he does this, another brick sets into place. Do you see it? Discipline is not abstract. It is masonry. Each thought you master is stone. Each temptation you resist is mortar. Each time you pause instead of react, your walls rise higher. Until one day, the storms come and break upon solid stone. The gates, controlling what enters. A fortress is not only about walls, it has gates, and gates decide what enters. For your mind, the gates are your attention. Think about this. Every message you read, every opinion you swallow, every headline you panic over, each is like a soldier entering your city. Do you let them walk in without question, or do you guard the gate? Epictetus said, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not defend yourself against what is said, but reply, 'He did not know the rest of my faults, else he would not have mentioned only these.'" What was he teaching? Guard the gate. Don't let every rumor, every insult, every comment poison your inner city. You are the gatekeeper. If you allow every voice, every distraction, every fear-mongering story to march in, your fortress fills with enemies. But if you stand at the gate and demand, "Does this belong to my control? Does this serve my strength?" you allow only what feeds your resilience. And here lies the danger nobody tells you. Most people build walls, but leave the gates wide open. They brag about discipline, but scroll endlessly. They claim self-control, but let opinions invade unchallenged. Their fortress is overrun, not from outside, but from within. So the challenge is clear. Guard your gates with vigilance. What you allow into your mind will shape the city you live in tomorrow. The armory, weapons against fear and pain. Even with walls and gates, a fortress must have weapons, because enemies will always attack, and your enemies are fear and pain. If you have no weapons, you surrender. But Stoicism arms you. The weapon is premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils. Picture the worst. Imagine loss, rejection, hardship, even death. At first, it feels like drinking poison. But soon, you discover the truth. Once faced in the mind, the blow in reality is lighter. Fear loses its claws. Pain loses its sting. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." He armed himself not with denial, but with readiness. So when death came, he was already trained. Ask yourself, what do you fear right now? Picture it fully, walk through it, then whisper, "This too I can endure." Each time you do, you sharpen your blade. And one day, when fear charges at you, you will not run. You will raise your weapon and strike first. You now have the foundations, the walls, the gates, and the weapons. But a fortress is more than stone and steel. At its heart lies a center, a throne room, the place where all decisions are made. And for your mind, this is the most sacred part, the inner citadel. The throne room, your inviolable center. The Stoics believed that no matter what life strips from you, wealth, health, status, relationships, there remains something untouchable. Epictetus called it your ruling faculty. Marcus Aurelius called it the inner citadel. It is the throne room of your soul. Imagine this. An enemy army breaches the outer walls. They burn the fields, destroy the gates, crush the weapons. But deep inside, behind hidden stone, there is a chamber they cannot touch. That chamber is you, your reason, your choice, your spirit. And here's the truth that can rewire your life. If you live from this inner citadel, nothing can break you. Pain may scream, but it cannot dethrone your will. Loss may cut, but it cannot command your judgment. Insults may sting, but they cannot dictate your response. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That is the voice of a man ruling from the throne room. He did not beg for a smooth life. He built strength from every stone hurled at him. So the question is, where is your throne? Do you sit in it daily? Or have you abandoned it, letting fear, envy, and distraction occupy your place? In living inside the fortress. A fortress is useless if you abandon it. Many people build practices, journaling, meditation, discipline, but then walk back into chaos the moment life tempts them. Building the Stoic fortress is not an event. It is a way of living. Each morning, walk the walls. Ask, what thoughts will I allow in today? Each evening, check the gates. Ask, what entered my mind that weakened me? Each night, return to the throne room. Ask, did I rule my mind today or was I ruled by it? This is vigilance. This is leadership of the self. And just as an emperor must defend his city every day, you must defend your fortress daily. But here's the cliffhanger nobody tells you. The fortress is never finished. It is built brick by brick for as long as you live. If you stop, weeds grow, cracks widen, enemies slip in. The work never ends. And that is not a curse. It is the path. The fortress and the world now, you might ask. Does this mean I hide inside, safe but isolated? No, a fortress is not a prison. It is a base. From it, you move into the world with strength. Because the man without a fortress is easily conquered. The crowd shouts, and he obeys. The market shifts, and he panics. The critic mocks, and he collapses. But the man with a fortress listens, but is not swayed. He suffers, but is not broken. He acts, but with clarity. This is the Stoic paradox. The stronger your fortress inside, the freer you are outside. The call to build. So now you know the design, foundations, control only the mind. Walls, discipline emotions. Gates, guard your attention. Weapons, premeditate fear and pain. Throne room, protect the ruling self. This is the blueprint. But here is the danger. Most people will nod in agreement and never lift a stone. They will admire the fortress, but sleep again in the fragile hut. And when storms come, they will collapse, asking why life was so cruel. Do not make that mistake. Begin today. Build daily. Lay one stone each morning. Strengthen one wall each evening. Keep your throne room lit with the fire of vigilance, and slowly, you will notice. Storms still come, but they no longer break you. Enemies still attack, but they cannot conquer you. Life still strikes, but inside, you remain unshaken. If this vision resonates with you, imagine how much stronger you can become by walking further with us. Subscribe now, and let's continue building this fortress together. Like the video, and share it with someone you know who is collapsing under life's storms, because maybe this fortress is what they need. And if you have stayed until now, you have already proven that you are a builder of strength. So take the next step. The tools are here. The stones are ready. The fortress is waiting. The next lesson may surprise you even more. Because if today you learned how to build a Stoic mind fortress, tomorrow you will learn how to turn every obstacle itself into a brick for that fortress. And that shift may change the way you see every challenge for the rest of your life.